Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube tutorial, and in today's class I'm going to show you how to create a simple logo animation with no third-party plugin like this. Alright, I'm going to show you how to create that animation, and if you new to After Effects, right, I'm going to make this as simple as possible and why I'm explaining how After Effects actually works. So I'm going to create a new composition by clicking on this new composition right here, or just come into composition and new composition. So I'm going to make my title name logo animation, and I'm going to set this for 1920 by 1080. My aspect ratio should be square. My frame rate is 30. So frame rate mean 30 frame rate is like saying it should count 30 times before a second, right? So we have different type of settings. We have 24, meaning it's going to count 24 before a second, but I like leaving it at 30, right? Depending on what I'm doing. If I'm doing an animation that has to deal with more of I want to add more slow motion to it, I'm going to make it like 50 or 60 frames, but I'm using 30 frames, or you can go with whatever settings that works for you. My duration is 5 seconds because it's not going to be a long animation, and my background color is white. And let's just click on OK. Again, it's not a must you stick to exactly what I did. You can go with your own settings. So the first thing I want to do is create a new layer. After creating a composition, the first one to do is create a new layer. So let's create a new layer by right clicking on this empty space, or coming down here to layer and new solid layer, and let's name this map, and let's leave our background for white, and OK. So the next thing I want to do is go to our effect and presets. If you can't find effect and presets here on your screen, all you have to do is go to your Windows and click on effect and preset, and it's going to appear. So let's look for our radiant ramp, and let's drag and drop, take this to this point, and this point right here to this point. So after applying this, make sure your gradient is looking this way. The next thing we want to do is go to our effect and preset again and search for our music, and let's drag and drop this, and we're going to make this 20. Yeah, this is good. Now let's pre-compose our layer. So for those that are new into After Effects and you don't know what pre-composing is, if you're familiar with CorelDRAW, or best to use as an example is Photoshop, pre-composing your layer is like creating a smart object whereby you can always go into the original file and edit whatever you want to edit, and it's going to reflect on your final project. So pre-composing is like creating a smart object in Photoshop. So let's pre-compose by right clicking on this layer right here and click on pre-compose. And what we have to do is make sure you're not clicking on leave all attributes. Click on move all attributes into a new composition, so that way it works as a smart object. And let's press OK. Now if you're new to our channel, kindly subscribe, like and share so people can see and also learn what you are learning from us. Now let's hide our composition, and what I want to do next is drag in my logo. So I'm going to use this logo right here, Astrat. So let's drag and drop it on our composition. So what I want to do is reduce the size and make sure it's centered, and reduce the size to like 20. So I think let me do 15. Yeah, so this works. No, I think 20 is good. Yeah, so this works. So the next thing I would like to do is pre-compose my layer. Again, pre-composing is like creating a smart object. So I'm going to name this logo comp. Awesome. So now let's add our effect to our precomposed layer, and let's go to our effects and presets and search displacement map. Right, let's make sure our displacement map let's make sure our displacement map layer is on our map comp. So click on this and change it to map comp, and let's reduce this to create this. You can see the effect it's creating. So I'm going to, let me reset. So I want to start animating and adding keyframes. So I'm going to add a keyframe to this and make this minus 600. All right, this is good. Let me reduce it a bit. Yeah, okay, this is good. So you can make it, do whatever works best for you. And I'm going to press U on my keyboard to reveal our keyframe. I'm going to go to 1 second and make this 0. So what we've done is we've just did this. So the next thing I want to do is highlight our keyframe and press F9 on our keyboard, or just right click here, come to keyframes assistance and easy ease. And the next thing I want to do is make this movement a bit more smoother. So let's go to our keyframe, our graph editor, by clicking on this icon right here and adjusting our speed. So if you can't see this, by the way, right click and make sure that your edit speed graph, not value graph, your speed graph is on. So, and let's do this, drag this to the center and drag this edge to the center. Good. And we have this. Yeah. Good. So the next thing I want to do is add our blinds transition. So okay, drag and drop. So what this does is it makes the effect more sweet. So let's put this at our transition completion at 0 second. I want it to be 100%, and let's keyframe this. U to reveal our keyframe, and let's increase the width to 50. Let's go to, let's say, half a second, which is 15 frames. Remember, we made our composition 30 frames per second. So let's make this 0. Easy ease them, and go to our graph editor and let's adjust the speed graph, and let's see what we have. Good. So let me end this right here by pressing N. Good. All right, so the next thing I want to do to my animation that's looking good already is to add our scale and our rotation. So let's holding shift on your keyboard, press S to bring out your scale, and I'm going to go, let's say, 1 second, toggle my my keyframe and come to 0 second. I'm going to click on this icon right here, and let's make this, so it's not going to be uniform. Let's make this 500. Let's see what we have. Yeah, good. So I'm going to move this a bit closer, so around here. Let's see. I think let's go 1 2 1. Let's go 1 2 3 frames, and that's good. So I'm going to easy ease this. And let's see what we have. Good. All right, and I'm going to do this. Let's count another 3 frames. 1, 2, 3, and let's add keyframe, and let's go to somewhere around here, and let's make this 80. So we have, let's go to our graph editor. We need to zoom in by pressing the plus sign on our keyboard, and let's drag this to the center. Also drag this to the center, and we are good. And let's see what we have. Okay, it's too fast. Let's adjust this a bit. Okay, still too fast. Let's drag this to this point. Let's see what we have. Yeah, good. This is better. Let's do this. Okay, yeah, this is good. I think my animation is a bit too fast. Let's move this a bit. Okay. Alright, so the next thing I want to do is add our rotation. So let's go to our keyboard and press Shift, holding Shift, press R on your keyboard, and let's go, let's say somewhere around here, and let's make this, click on this keyframe, go back 0 second, and let's make this minus 45 degree. Okay, again, easy is graph editor, and make sure the speed happens, the peak of the speed happens at the center. And let's turn on our motion blur, and let's see what we have. Okay, so we can also adjust this, and let's see. And let's move this a bit. Okay, and there we have it. And if we want to add colors to our background, so what we can do is we can just create a new solid layer. Let's name this background, and let's bring it underneath, and it's already white, but we can change the color to anything we want. But I want to add a gradient map to our background, so gradient okay, and so our background, I'm going to bring this to the center, and I'm going to change this to radial ramp. I'm going to change this color to white and change the end color to off-white, something around here. And I'm going to drag this endpoint this way. Remember, you can use whatever color works best for you. It doesn't have to be exactly the way mine is. And let's see what we have. Yeah, so for those of you asking how do you export in After Effects, After Effects is difficult. It's the only app that you don't know how to export. Well, I'm going to show you how you can export in After Effects. So once you're done with your animation, right, it's time for you to export your animation so people can see what you've done. So you go to your composition, click on add to render queue. If you have Adobe encoder, so you can just click on add to Adobe encoder, and you can go to Adobe encoder and do your settings and export. For those of you that don't have Adobe encoder, just click on add to render queue. It's going to open a new comp. So what you have to do is come to your settings, change your settings to best, full, make sure everything is correct and okay. We're going to come to this output module, click on it, make sure you selected this H.264. Make sure you click on this, so it's going to be MP4 format. So click on this and RGB, this is okay, 16-bit, everything is okay. Go to your format option. So this affects the size and quality of your export of the animation. So I'm going to leave this at 20. You can use whatever settings works for you. So but just know that the higher the higher the bit rate, the target bit rate, the higher the size of the animation. So let's click OK. You can see here, you can see that the size has increased to 20. And let's the audio format, I didn't have any audio, so it's okay that way. Let's just click OK and OK. So the next thing you want to do is select a place on your system where you're going to export the animation to. So go to output to click on this specific not yet selected, and I'm going to use movies and logo animation, and you can save in a subfolder named logo animation mp4 and okay. And all you have to do is just click render, and when it's done rendering, it's make a sound. Yeah, the animation is done. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, like this video, recommend it to your friends, and the project file to this animation is going to be found in a link in the description. Go there and download the project file, and you can play around with it and change whatever you want to change and make it your own. So see you next time. Bye bye.